Hey guys, welcome back to the Chill English podcast. I'm Alice.
And I'm Brian. Thanks for tuning in. We've got something pretty powerful for you today.
Yeah, this one's a bit different. It's not just about learning English. It's about mindset and how we deal with challenges.
Totally. And it all starts with one incredible story about Beethoven.
Right. You've probably heard of him, the famous composer. But did you know he started losing his hearing in his 20s?
Yeah, and eventually he went completely deaf. I mean, imagine that, being a musician and not being able to hear anything.
It sounds like the end, right? But here's the crazy part. He didn't stop. In fact, some of his best music was written after he lost his hearing.
That always gets me. He could have quit. No one would have blamed him. But instead, he kept creating and growing.
And that's what today's episode is really about. We all face struggles when learning English, making mistakes, feeling stuck, losing motivation.
But sometimes, those tough moments are what actually help us improve. Just like Beethoven's deafness didn't break him, it shaped him.
So today, we're going to tell his story and show you how it connects to your English journey.
If you've ever felt like giving up, this episode's for you.
All right, let's jump in. So before we get into how Beethoven dealt with his deafness, let's back up a bit. Brian, can you give us a quick intro? Who was Beethoven, really?
Yeah, sure. Beethoven was a German composer and pianist, born in 1770. He's one of the most famous classical musicians of all time, right up there with Mozart.
And what made him stand out?
Well, his music was full of emotion and power. He brought something new, something deeper, to classical music. He didn't just write pretty notes. He told stories with sound.
I love that. You can feel something in his music, even if you're not into classical stuff.
Exactly. And what's wild is, he started losing his hearing when he was only around 28.
That's so young. And for someone whose whole life was about music, that must have been heartbreaking.
Totally. He was angry, depressed, even thought about giving up.
But he didn't, right?
Nope. He kept going. He actually found a way to hear music without sound, through feeling vibrations, using his imagination, and trusting what he already knew.
That's just incredible. And the more I learn about him, the more I realize this isn't just a story about music. It's a story about resilience.
Yeah, about pushing forward, even when the odds are against you.
So now that we know who he was, let's look at what happened next, when he started losing his hearing and how it changed everything.
Yeah, this is the part that really gets deep. Let's go.
So, Brian, he starts losing his hearing in his late 20s. That's still hard to believe.
Yeah, at first, it was just a little buzzing in his ears. But over time, it got worse, and eventually, he couldn't hear anything at all.
And remember, this was the 1800s. No hearing aids, no medical solutions.
Exactly. Just silence. For a guy whose whole life was sound, that's terrifying.
And he did struggle, right? He felt hopeless?
Oh yeah, he wrote letters to his brothers where he said he felt ashamed and even thought about ending his life. But something inside him shifted.
He chose to keep going.
Yeah, he basically said, I will not let my deafness stop me from doing what I love. He made a decision to fight back through his music.
That's powerful. It wasn't just about talent. It was about mindset.
Totally. And the crazy part? Some of his most famous pieces, like the Ninth Symphony, were written when he was completely deaf.
Wait, the Ninth Symphony? The one with Ode to Joy?
Yep, that one. He composed it without ever hearing it performed.
That gives me chills. I mean, how many of us give up just because we mess up a sentence in English?
Exactly. One bad speaking day, and we think we're failures. But Beethoven couldn't even hear, and he still kept creating.
So if he could do that with music, maybe we can survive a few grammar mistakes, huh?
Haha, absolutely. His story proves that challenges don't have to break us. They can shape us and make us even better.
All right, next we're going to connect all of this to your English learning. Because this isn't just about Beethoven. It's about you.
Let's go there.
So, Beethoven didn't just survive his struggle, he transformed because of it.
Yeah, and that's something we forget. Struggles don't always hold us back. Sometimes they bring out the best in us.
Right? Think about it. If Beethoven never lost his hearing, maybe he wouldn't have pushed himself so deeply into his own imagination.
Exactly. He had to feel the music differently. That challenge forced him to grow in ways most people never do.
And it's the same with learning English. When things get tough, when you mess up, feel embarrassed, or want to quit, that's exactly when growth is happening.
Totally. A lot of people think they need to be perfect speakers, but that mindset actually slows them down.
Yeah, making mistakes means you're trying, and that means you're learning.
Beethoven's turning point was when he stopped fighting the struggle and started embracing it.
And maybe that's the mindset shift English learners need too.
Like, instead of saying, "I'm bad at English," say, "I'm getting stronger every time I mess up."
Yes, that's the real win. It's not about avoiding struggle. It's about learning how to move through it.
So, next time you feel stuck, just remember Beethoven. He didn't give up when he lost everything. He leaned into the challenge and became a legend.
If he can do that, you can definitely survive one awkward speaking moment.
Yeah, facts.
Coming up next, we're going to talk honestly about something every learner faces: fear of mistakes, and why they might actually be your secret weapon.
Let's break it down.
All right, so what does all this mean for you? Someone learning English right now?
Yeah, like, how does a deaf composer from 200 years ago relate to modern English learners?
Well, here's the thing. Just like Beethoven faced something that seemed impossible, we face challenges too. And when you're learning English, those challenges can feel huge.
Like when you forget words mid-sentence, or when your pronunciation feels off and people ask, "What did you say?"
Exactly. And maybe you feel embarrassed or start thinking, "I'll never be fluent." But that's the moment where you've got a choice, just like Beethoven did.
You can either give up or keep going, even when it's uncomfortable.
And here's the key. Beethoven didn't wait for things to get easier. He grew through the hard part. That's what English learners need to do too.
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to sound like a native. You just need to keep showing up.
Yes, every time you speak, even with mistakes, you're building strength.
Just like Beethoven learned to hear music in his mind, you're training your brain to think in English, even if it feels messy right now.
So next time you feel frustrated, just pause and remind yourself, this struggle is part of my success.
Because it really is. Every tough moment is pushing you forward.
And that's the mindset we want you to carry. Not fear, not doubt, but growth, step by step.
Coming up next, we're going to dive deeper into something super important. Why your mistakes aren't bad at all. They're actually your secret weapon.
You won't want to miss this.
All right, let's be real for a second. One of the biggest fears English learners have is making mistakes.
Oh yeah, I've seen it so many times. People stay quiet just because they're afraid of saying something wrong.
But here's the truth. Mistakes are not the enemy. They're the teachers.
Yes, every time you say something wrong, you're giving your brain a chance to correct itself. That's how learning actually happens.
And honestly, Alice, I've made some pretty bad mistakes when I was learning Spanish.
Oh really? Like what?
Okay, so one time I meant to say, "I'm embarrassed," but I used the wrong word and said, "I'm pregnant."
No way, that's classic.
Yeah, people laughed, I turned red, but guess what? I never forgot the correct word after that.
Exactly. That moment taught you something that no textbook ever could.
So to all our listeners, don't be afraid to mess up. Mistakes are signs that you're trying, growing, and improving.
And honestly, if you're not making mistakes, you're probably not challenging yourself enough.
Right. Playing it safe means staying stuck.
So next time you say something wrong, smile. That's a step forward.
And remember, even Beethoven made mistakes. But he didn't stop. He kept creating, experimenting, failing, and that's how he became great.
So go ahead. Speak. Write. Mess up. Your mistakes are your secret power.
Coming up next, it's vocabulary time. We're going to break down a few key words from today's episode to help you grow even more.
Let's do it. Okay, everyone. It's that time again. Vocabulary time. Let's go over some cool words and phrases from today's episode, shall we?
Absolutely. These are great not just for your English, but also for your confidence. What's the first one, Alice?
The first word is breakthrough. It means a big and important step forward. For example, Beethoven had a breakthrough when he kept composing despite losing his hearing.
Love that one. Here's another. Overcome. To overcome something means to win over a challenge. Like, he overcame his fear of speaking English by practicing every day.
Nice. Okay, next up. Resilience. This word means the strength to keep going even when things get hard. Just like Beethoven. Her resilience helped her keep learning English even after making mistakes.
So good. Another useful one. Comfort zone. That's the place where you feel safe and not challenged. But we often say, growth begins outside your comfort zone.
Yes. And here's our last phrase. Make progress. It simply means to move forward or improve. Even small steps help you make progress in learning English.
All right, let's do a super quick review for our listeners. Breakthrough, a big step forward. Overcome, to defeat a challenge. Resilience, strength to keep going. Comfort zone, a safe, easy place with no challenge. Make progress, to improve or move forward.
You don't have to memorize them all at once. Just try using one or two today in your own sentence.
And remember, using new words is how you own them.
All right, now let's move into our final part. Some motivation to help you keep going. Before we wrap things up today, I want to remind everyone of something simple but powerful. You don't need perfect conditions to grow. Beethoven lost his hearing, but he didn't stop creating. He just kept going.
Exactly. And that's the kind of energy you can bring to your English journey too. Maybe your pronunciation isn't perfect. Maybe you forget words, but you're still making progress. Just like Beethoven, your weakness could become your strength.
Yes. Think about it. He couldn't hear, but he felt the music. Maybe you're not fluent yet, but you feel the meaning. That emotional connection, that passion is what will drive you forward.
So don't give up just because things get tough. Keep learning, even when it's slow. Every mistake, every awkward conversation, it's part of your growth.
And remember, nobody becomes great overnight. Not Beethoven, not English learners. Consistency beats perfection. Always.
We believe in you. And if this story touched you, share it with someone else who might need a little motivation today.
And hey, don't forget to follow our podcast so you won't miss the next episode. We've got more real talk, inspiration, and practical tips coming your way.
Thanks for joining us today. Until next time.
Keep learning, stay inspired, and be like Beethoven. Unstoppable. Bye for now.